The Making of a Good King. A compelling and insightful look into the transformation of Prince Harry from the overlooked second son to a globally respected leader, from would-be spare to should-be king. The gripping narrative explores the profound influence of his beloved mother, Princess Diana, the deep love and resilience of Meghan Markle, and Harry's personal journey.
And change makers. How do we invest in our shared future to solve the challenges we face today as a divided society? Now, as a dad, this has me constantly looking for solutions. And as a man who was born into a life of service, I recognize that with power and a platform comes huge responsibility. And these days, I am determined to find and invest in solutions.
From the door and damped royal palaces of Great Britain to the wide open spaces of the Australian outback and the war zone of Afghanistan, Harry's journey took him well beyond the confines of traditional gilded cage of monarchy. The crown, how the British royal family views Prince Harry as an asset rather than a person, and the battle of control over Harry's life. To the British royal family and the media that props up their position and power, Prince Harry is an asset to be controlled, rather than a person with the right to live his own life. This companion in the making of Good King Harry explores the ongoing battle for control over Harry's life. On one side, the firm, press barons and the media, the British establishment and vested interests. On the other hand, Prince Harry and the people who love him for who he is. Right? So that is the dilemma here. Prince Harry, they want to control you, but they can't. Right? And therein lies the problem. They cannot control him, and this is what this is all about control. Prince Harry talks fatherhood and why he's never voted in surprise LA appearance. So the Duke of Sussex surprised the crowd at the Upfront Summit in Los Angeles, speaking about approaching everything in my life through the lens of service. And we know that's what he stands for. Service is universal. So Prince Harry made a surprise trip at the venture capital event on Thursday, speaking to the crowd at the Upfront Summit in Los Angeles. The Duke of Sussex 40 began his remarks by acknowledging the crowd's shock at his unannounced presence at the event, but he promised he had something important to say. I'm here to talk about something that I believe will resonate with all of you as leaders, creators, builders, and change makers. How do we invest in our shared future to solve the challenges we face today as a divided society? Harry told the audience. As a dad, this has me constantly looking for solutions. As a man who was born into a life of service, I recognize that with power and a platform comes responsibility. And these days, I am determined to find and invest in solutions. Harry noted that his royal upbringing gives him a unique apolitical perspectives on most subjects. Hell, I've never even been allowed to vote, he joked. He explained that service to others has always been his main keystone when attempting to build a better world. That's true from Nigeria to Nepal and from Sydney to Santa Barbara. It's the same approach I've taken in founding charities like the Invictus Games Foundation back in 2014 that supports and rehabilitates wounded and injured service personnel and veterans through sport, and more importantly, with the Archie Foundation, where we show up and do good for those who need it most, supporting social impact initiatives, including digital safety and education, all under the umbrella of protecting our collective mental health. The Duke of Sussex continued, "The way that I answer the question of how we invest in our shared future is different now, living in the US, to when I was living in the UK. Why? Because before I moved, so much of my life revolved around charity. Since then, while my charities remain a core part of my life's work, I've also been focusing on upstream solutions and prevention, driven by decisions and investments that address problems before they require fixing. Still, I've approached everything in my life through the lens of service. I'm not one to be caught in the divide between left and right views, not cornered, not concerned by a belief in blue or red," he added. "Hell, I've never even been allowed to vote." From my institutional role traveling the world to my decades of service and duties in the military, I saw the power of serving others firsthand, he said. "My personal experiences overseas taught me that when you put others first, you build stronger, more sustainable systems. That's true from Nigeria to Nepal and from Sydney to Santa Barbara." Prince Harry assured the crowd that he had not wandered into the wrong room, pivoting to a discussion about how individuals and companies alike can invest in companies that are developing technological solutions to address the root causes of societal challenges. "I've spent the last 5 years, sometimes publicly but primarily quietly, investing in companies that align with my values and vision of a better tomorrow. Companies that understand the power and significance of service," he shared, noting a commitment to causes supporting mental fitness, to carbon sequestration, early education, to veteran employment. In a world where technology is more embedded in our lives than ever before, it's easy to forget the human aspect of it. I've seen firsthand how technology can bring people together, but more often how it can divide and harm them, especially our children. And if we aren't prioritizing the safety of our children, what does that say about the very industry that is shaping our world? Every business decision can reflect a commitment to serving others, whether it's your customers, your community, or the planet. That's the future I see. Companies that are designed not just for profit, but for an investment in a better shared future. Following Prince Harry's remarks, he joined Mark Suster, managing partner of Upfront Ventures, for a Q&A. The conversation ranged from a deeper discussions about service, leadership, and Harry's military background to more light-hearted, rapid-fire personal questions. The Duke of Sussex's surprise appearance comes just weeks after the 2025 Invictus Games. Harry founded the Games in 2014 and celebrated their 7th iteration in Vancouver and Whistler, Canada earlier this month. "While I never expected that we would still be here in 2025, from one soldier to another, I also promise you this. So long as our brothers and sisters are striving to heal and grow, the Games will go on," he told the crowd during the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games. "So long as there are those around the world who view you with sympathy rather than admiration and respect, the Games will go on. And so long as the challenges around us demand it and require it, the Games will go on. Bring on Invictus Games, Birmingham 2027. You have permission to party." Yes, so that was just so lovely. That's what he said. And, it's just so amazing to see Harry's growth, how he has come into his own, how he's able now being a global statesman, giving speeches, being invited in these spaces, and his words matter, right? When you listen to him, he knows what he's about. He knows what he wants to accomplish. He talks so eloquently. He's so efficient and he knows what he wants to say, and we love to hear him. So we love that Harry has matured, he's growing, and he has developed so much over the years. I mean, they said Diana called him good King Harry, and yes, he is. That's for a reason, because Harry is now this big global statesman, and he's just out there spreading his wing of joy, and as he said, solution, right? Solution driven, and we love to see it, guys. So yes, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.